Hey guys, welcome to Ikkura. It is trading day, the 23rd of June, 2020, and we're going to find out what happened yesterday. I'm wearing a brown shirt, which means, well, basically it should be red. It should be red because it did not go that well for me yesterday. I'm curious to see what happened with you, but let's go into my portfolio first and see what my net worth is at. Let's just take a very quick look at SPY and before we jump in and see what happened. Okay, so you can see this is a 5-minute chart right now. I'm going to go over to the 1-hour chart of SPY, zoom in a bit, and you can see the path of the day before and yesterday. Yesterday, it actually came up close to the 312 mark. And so the day before, the 22nd, it came up towards this 312 mark and then jumped above, and then during the day actually fell down straight to the 312 mark. You can actually see I had two lines here on my graph. These were what I felt were the support and resistance lines. And you can see I almost picked those perfectly. If we zoom into like the 5-minute chart and just look at my resistance lines that I put in here, right at 314 during the day, you can see it bounced off of it, barely got above it, came back down. And then on the low side, I had this 312.15. You can see it got close to it, bounced off of it, and then ended the day very, very close to this. So at least I was good in predicting the range yesterday. I was actually really hoping it would break through the 314 mark, and I positioned myself really early in the morning for that to happen. So let's...
How do you come up with these lines? Like, you just like...
So the main thing I'm doing, if we zoom out to the daily chart, but what I'm doing is I'm looking at traditional resistance points that have happened in the market. So for instance, take these 3 days here, right? The 3rd of June, the 4th of June, and the 5th of June. And so what happened here is you had this topping candle, like it surged upwards, but stopped right here. Like it couldn't get above it. And you can see that's right at 312. Right? And here you can see it moved around during this day. It couldn't get above there. So this was really a strong resistance point. What had to happen is the next day, it had to jump above that. Like it wasn't able to manage its way through that during the trading during the day, right? So the next day it opened way high at 317. And that becomes like this new floor when it opens like that, right?
Yeah.
So we've had some near-term numbers like this. This 314.18 that I put on the board, you can see these 2 days. It was the beginning of the day, and it also was the resistance of the day. The day couldn't get beyond these numbers. So I'm using those as kind of these points that in the past, it was either the opening price or the price where the rally failed or the drop stopped. I'm using those numbers as kind of like indicative of important price points. And in this case, we're looking at like 310, 312, 314, then 317, and you would pick some of those. But you can see it actually is important. And it keeps being important that 312 back here, when it couldn't get through it, becomes the floor for like yesterday, where it also is the support. So it becomes like this important number in, I think, people's mentality, that they believe that the market's going to shift one way or the other on that number, where you'll get a lot more selling. So that's what I'm using. You can see the same thing here. You know, the market couldn't get above 308, for instance, on this day, and then had to gap up once again to this next day. And that then becomes an important kind of resistance point. And you can then see later here, a few days later, it becomes once the market gaps below this, it tanks below this, right? It becomes that important opening point. Then it also becomes the floor for the day before yesterday, 308. It was an important number for whatever reason, and it was the support level that then the market kind of used to bounce off of. So these are just like, I guess this is something called technical analysis. I'm not good at it. I'm just barely starting to dive into it and say, okay, what are some of like the psychologically important numbers? So does the market move in such a way that these are important? It seems to, at least sometimes. So I'm using these as kind of indications of, okay, if it passes through this completely, then, well, it wasn't important enough to stop the rally or the fall, so I need to take action. And yesterday, I was actually hoping that this would rally through 314, and it didn't, and ended up at 312. So let me take you to my portfolio then, based upon what happened yesterday.
Prediction.
Yeah, so I was close to 12. What was my value yesterday? Okay, yesterday I was at 1266. Based upon what I did yesterday, I think I'll be at $1,050.
Oh.
If I'm not wrong, I don't think I should be too far off. Let's take a look and see if that's correct. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, hey, better than I thought. Okay, good. This is nice. So I did a few interesting things yesterday that I'm mostly happy about. So you can see that as it hit 314, actually I had a really nice bump to my portfolio value, and I was hoping for it to go through this. But what I ended up doing yesterday was selling my most valuable SPY call that I purchased earlier, and then repositioning over the day yesterday into 4 SPY calls that expire tomorrow.
All right.
And the reason I actually lose so much value is I set limit sells for these SPY calls as I expected the price to bump past 314. So I actually ended up selling one of these. I both bought and sold one of these yesterday. My average cost, I think, should be about $1.60 for these. Let's take a look. Yeah, average cost is $1.60. So I bought one at the beginning of the day and then set limit buys as the price came down. And the cheapest I was able to buy one of these yesterday was about $1, I think $1.40 or $1.30. And so evened out to 160. And I was able to sell one of them with a limit sell at the 314 mark. And then I had limit sells for 314, 314.50, 315, and then I was going to hold the last one. So obviously the market didn't bounce high enough yesterday. And you can see that the highest it ever got was just above 314, and it never quite reached 314.50, which, because then I would have sold the second one and actually would have had a nice little profit there. So now my hope is that tomorrow the market gaps up a little bit and I'm able to sell these. But overall, I thought I looked at where the market was going and what I should do and repositioned relatively well. Let's take just a quick look at my history.
Talk a little bit about the iron condor and what that does.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about that as well. Perfect. So you can see the one sell that happened was at $205. The current price is $98. So that was really nice to get that return. I did this iron condor very conservatively, and I'll talk about that in a second. But you can see I set these limit buys for these SPY calls yesterday. So at the open, I bought this call, and then I sold my best returning call, the 309 call, for 628, and then repositioned, set limit buys. If the market fell deeply enough, I was going to buy these calls because I expected it to stop at 312 during the day and then rocket back up at least to 314, which it did. I was just really expecting it to break through the 314 level. The iron condor that I purchased. So an iron condor basically is two credit spreads, a call credit spread and a put credit spread. And yesterday, I think me and you talked a little bit about different, trading strategies. And I was saying that for episode or for season 2 of Ikkura, I wanted to try different strategies. So this is my first foray into trying a different strategy. And what I decided to do was to take a conservative iron condor bet based upon what I thought were the resistance levels that I'm targeting here. And so what I did is I said, okay, what do I think is the lowest the market will drop in the next couple of days, which is tomorrow, basically, is when this iron condor expires. And I said, let's make a very conservative iron condor. So I sold if we look at this iron condor, purchase this one, and you can see what it's made up of is I sold this SPY call at 320, and then I bought a 322. So this is a basically $200 difference or $2 spread here. And then I sold a 303 put, and I bought a 301 put. I was basically I wanted things outside of my range of where I thought the floor or the resistance would be. And so I said 320 is definitely a big psychological number. I don't think SPY will cross that by tomorrow. And I also looked at this and I said 304 will be support. I don't think SPY will cross that by tomorrow in like a 90% assurance. And I said, let's just try an iron condor this way. So
iron condor is basically a bet, a direction agnostic bet that there won't be that much volatility.
Correct. Yeah, the bet is that over the next couple of days. So you can see, if I just zoom down, maybe I'll do an hour chart to make it a little bit easier. Sorry about that. So if I zoom in, and this iron condor is for the 26th. Let's look at that, right? So the 24th. So basically the bet is by today, the next day, that SPY will not go above 320, nor will it fall below 303. As long as it stays between those two bands, so if it stays in this trajectory, maybe goes up a bit, maybe goes down a bit, I will make that money. So these calls will expire worthless tomorrow as long as we don't get above 320 or below 303. So yeah.
Cash do you need in your Robinhood account to do a condor like this? Do you need $400 or $200?
You need 200, correct. So what you need is the difference between the maximum loss that you could potentially suffer. Yeah. In this case, because it's the maximum spread I have is $2, the collateral I need is $200. Unfortunately, you're not really making a lot of money on this trade. You can see that I only sold it for $16, which is not much money. I'm risking $200 to make $16. That said, the likelihood that this iron condor ends up in the money is on both sides, I set it at 92%. So very, very low probability that SPY will move so much within the next couple of days. Of course, it's still a big bet, but at the same time, I really believe that SPY will not get above 320 or below 303 tomorrow. Yeah. So you can see how that
real quick. So conversely, like on the other end of the spectrum, there is some guy out there that was like, oh, this iron condor looks attractive. I want to buy it, someone bought it, assuming that there is going to be more volatility than I'm trying to say, like, does somebody buy this all in one shot, or does Robinhood work out a system whereby one person buys one call, the other person buys the other call? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So
I do. I don't think it's perfectly on the other side. I think
these
are split up into the call credit spread and the put credit.
Oh, okay. But did you buy it all at one shot on Robinhood?
I bought it all at one shot on Robinhood.
Oh, nice.
So I actually don't know the mechanics of how it is bought and sold. I'm not sure. Though I would assume that you can do each of these as an individual transaction. Like you can sell the call, you can buy the call, you can sell the put, you can buy the put. I don't know how that happens at the brokerage or at the market.
And Robinhood would let you like order like multiple, like increase the quantity to 2, 3, 4 of these.
Yes. So the Robinhood is pretty good in their interface how they do this. I can show you that really quick if you want to see it. I think it's better than others that I've seen. What you do is they don't allow you to do this on the app, so you have to do this on the website itself. But the way that I would do it is I would trade these SPY options, and it's pretty intelligent how it works. So if I want to sell a call, let's say I'm going to sell a 314 call, and then I'm going to buy that same call for a 315, right? Then it automatically detects that it's a call credit spread.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do just the same thing on the other side. So like sell that put and then buy the next put out, and it recognizes the iron condor.
Okay.
And then if I continue, I can select the quantity. I can, do 2.
Oh, nice.
But it then it has my collateral that it needs in order to do this thing. Yeah.
Okay. I see. Cool.
Yeah, so it's actually very friendly. Like Thinkorswim also does a pretty good job of this, though it's a much more archaic, clunky interface. It gives you so many more options, but I haven't found a better interface or like as intuitive of an interface as Robinhood's on the web browser so far.
Cool.
So overall, again, I wish I could cash out all at once if I ever thought to do that. I had a nice 20% gain yesterday at certain points, but still holding on to a few other calls that I wasn't willing to part with yet, this WFC and MGM, waiting for the market to like rebound enough for these to be worth some money. So yeah, that's it. Oh, and you can also see I could now sell this iron condor for $8, and that means that I gained $8 yesterday, but I'm just expecting this to expire worthless tomorrow. So fingers crossed, there's no huge jump in SPY tomorrow.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, that's it for me. Over to you.
All right, over to me. Yeah, mine is probably a lot simpler than yours. I haven't played with any complex strategies. So yesterday, I believe I was 8-9. Let me just confirm really quickly. Yeah, yesterday I was like 8-9. Fingers crossed. I hope that I'm above 9 today. I hope. And if I am, it would be purely thanks to Facebook and space, the space put. But let's see.
What happened with space yesterday? Did it drop a bit?
Yeah, it dropped 5.9%.
Amazing. Yeah, really, really good timing. I thought you made a good move on it.
Specific, I'm going to say 9.2.
Okay.
Oh, whoops. I haven't shared my screen yet. Hold on. Oh, I haven't seen it yet. All right, are you ready?
I am ready.
9.2, baby, come on.
Oh,
what? I haven't
flat.
moved at all. Yeah, totally flat. How's that possible?
Well, for SPY, it makes sense.
Wait, what? Look at my space put.
Wow, it's only up $2? How can that be? Can we look at space? Like the price of it today?
So bizarre, man.
Yeah, space is down to 1639.
Yeah.
What day does this expire?
Huh?
What day does this expire?
I don't get it.
Oh, that's after hours, 1639. So it's barely in the money,
I
but
know.
there should be a lot of extrinsic value here.
July 2nd. That's strange.
Huh. Okay. Well, I still think it will return you some money. But wow, because look at your call. Your call is down 3, or I guess it's four calls, right? But it's down
Black 4
300.
puts too.
Wow.
That's strange.
Is this a volatility thing? I mean, the call makes sense that you would lose that much money on a 17 call. You moved from in the money to out of the money.
Yeah.
4 of them. So each one is $50 now out of the money. Cool. Makes a lot of sense that you should lose a minimum $200 there. And then you have the time value you're losing. Wow, but you lost way more. $128 more than moving out of the money. So wow, it's a big move. Very curious.
Yeah.
Facebook is very friendly to you, you know.
Yeah, I have a lot. I have a lot riding on Facebook. I need it to work for me. So we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens. The only thing that I did yesterday was I got rid of some of these. I just tried to clean up my portfolio a little bit. I said goodbye to Disney and Marriott.
Okay. Congratulations on your $10, $15.
I may buy more, but I just these prices are just not
too far out.
too far out. Yeah, so I got rid of them really cheap, but I still, even though I could have just like kept them, I just wanted to clean out the portfolio a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, that's really it for me. I was hoping Space Put would have like printed a little bit more, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't. What do you think?
I think it will. But it's crazy that it didn't today. You had, I guess maybe you bought at the highest volatility. I mean, it had a huge jump, right? 13% or something like that.
Maybe that's why.
But wow, but it means that it's really then a lesson, if that's true. It's a lesson that you cannot buy puts or calls after huge price swings because you lose.
Yes. Maybe you don't buy. Interesting. Yeah. Maybe you. Yeah. I'm not sure what to say. Either you. I mean, it's tricky. How do you ever get the right price? Anyway. I imagine that you either buy it off. You just lowball the crap out of it on a really big swing day, or you buy after a big swing. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah.
2 days. Yeah, this fella really didn't move too much, right? So 2 days ago it had the huge jump.
Yeah.
It was up at 1.31. I bought it at 1.08. Yeah.
Yeah. As SPY price swung up really heavily is when you bought it, right?
Base price. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay.
Fascinating.
Oh, anyway, yeah. So that's why.
Cool. Well,
Yep.
we're learning a bit more about the market every day.
Guess so. Yeah. Let me just see real quick. I'm just really curious to see. Oh, friendly interactive brokers cannot load 1 month, 1 week.
Yeah, Robinhood's the same actually. If you haven't been holding the call, they cannot display any dates that you were not holding it.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay, I get it. Okay, that's it for me. Okay, thanks guys for watching today. We only have 6 days left of season 1. Any big moves planned, Z?
Yes, as long as SPY jumps above 314, I plan to make some big moves.
If it jumps above 314, you're going to buy calls?
Yeah, I reposition everything. As it goes past 314 is when I start to reposition. If it drops below 312 tomorrow, I'm screwed completely. I sold all my puts and everything. I'm really banking that SPY over the next couple of days goes up.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know. Well, I guess pre-market we'll see what pre-market says. Post-market, everything looks red, but I guess we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I just need. Actually, I need SPY. I say need, but if SPY opens above 312 in the morning, then I'll be very bullish about where it's going. Then, and if it opens below 312, I'm selling everything.
Open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the 312 marks resistance or support. So like if it's above 312, it can bounce off of 312, but unlikely to go below. But if it opens, say 311.50 tomorrow morning, or I should say in the morning, then it will likely find that to be the overhead resistance. Like it won't be able to break through 312. In which case, all of my calls become worthless tomorrow. So I would sell as soon as possible if that's the case tomorrow.
All right. We have 6 hours, 5 hours. No. We have like 12 hours until that happens. So, all right. Gardener is blowing. I'll end the call now. If you like what you saw, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment. Thanks very much.
See you tomorrow.